Okay, I'm gonna lock you. So now I'm beginning to crank.
Lock.
I have a lock on you. You're in range, 12 miles, Fox 1. I'm gonna aggressively crank so that in case you fire a missile, it's easier for me to defend. But I still have you locked. No.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep you in radar range. Now I'm gonna move
Hello,
closer.
Mr. Sparrow. Ah, shit.
And there you go. Now that I cranked, I've repositioned myself, but if you were to fire a missile there, it would have been easier for me to notch, essentially. Way easier. Okay, so for this one, me and my friend here are gonna fire a missile at each other, but we're gonna be either notching or cranking, essentially not giving us a good enough chance for a missile shot. This is called defending. He just fired. Since he's in the ER, I can't defeat it by pure BVR, so I have to completely notch him. Pop a few chaff, that helps with the notch. Now his ER could still radar lock me, so I have to hold the notch for longer to guarantee that the missile will not hit me.
Pull up.
I wasted a bit more chaff than there was needed there.
Pull up.
I will now try to find him again with TWS. There he is. He is diving low. He's popping countermeasures. Now he could notch here at any moment, and my missile is useless, so I need to guarantee a shot essentially. Here it is.
Lock. Pull up. Pull up.
Box 1.
Over G.
Now you would be wanting to hug the ground in these close engagements, and it would eventually go to a merge, which if it does go into a merge, then the MiG-29 is kind of fucked, because you can essentially fire a Fox 2 that he cannot see. There you go, see? Splash. Now, most of these engagements do get up to where we just got up to, because if any person that knows how to defend, it will eventually get up to a close engagement. Now, this is why Fox 3s were mostly used, because people would fire them and not go any closer. They would essentially notch and then go cold, meaning they would turn around.
Also, another fact to put in there is with the flankers radar at that range, the 16's cross section is too small for the actual radar to pick up at that range, so I couldn't even see him. I have to pick him up on IRSTs.
Which is a true fact, depending on the aircraft's material and size will depend on the radar cross section, which is why sometimes you question yourself, like, why am I not picking this guy up? And then you happen to find out that you merged with a 16 or a Gripen. It's because they were such a small target that your radar struggles to see them, and they can also have a special camouflage in them, kind of like, you know, the gray color you see on an F-35, although not that strong, not that powerful. It does have some stealth coding in a way where it absorbs radar waves. Now, I don't know if Gaijin has this fully modeled. I think they only have the size modeled, but not the camouflage itself, because the Tornado F3 does have this kind of stealth technology where it absorbs radar waves. Even for its size, it would have the similar radar cross-section of a Gripen, essentially. So in this situation, in case you can't get a radar lock, or you don't see him at all, which I don't see him on my radar at the moment, he might be higher than me. There he is. Now, he already has me launched. He's in range for an R-27AR. I have to immediately notch. Pop a few countermeasures. That helps.
Altitude. Over G.
Look at that. He already lost lock. My RWR is completely clean, meaning there is no missile launch or anything. Now I'm gonna hold this until he gets closer, which it could give me a chance for a Fox 1, but in case, in this scenario, which is completely pretend at the moment, I'm not gonna be able to radar lock him, which this can occur in warp under at times, and it's annoying. He's already launched another one, so he's being extremely aggressive here. So I don't see him visually. Alright, the rear is now clean. There he is. Missile popped. Since he is a flanker,
Pull
he's
up.
just keeping it like this all the time.
Right. Pull up. Pull up.
There he is visually. So you can see all of his missiles are just being thrown away.
Pull up.
I'm in the notch again.
Pull up.
Now in this situation, they would only carry 4 Fox 1s. So now I can use a Fox 2 here.
Pull up.
And if that's tracking, you will hit him.
Over G.
It stopped. So I switched to dogfight mode.
Over G.
Have a radar lock on him.
Over G. Lock.
Now I'd be switching to guns here. Cutting my speed.
Over G.
Going above him so I could stay behind him.
Over G. Lock.
Fox 2.
Altitude.
There's not much you can do here.
Altitude.
He did dodge it.
Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. AOA. Altitude.
Now the flanker cannot rate fight, so he's already bled all of his energy. I can switch to guns and he's dead. Now that is the only way to effectively defeat one of these aircraft, because we don't have Fox 3s yet. Fox 1s, but their Fox 1s are way better in range, speed, maneuverability.
Alright.
You're playing pretty aggressively. Okay. Fox 1, count.
Over G.
1,
Over G.
2, 3,
Keeping him on the edge of the radar, guys.
5.
So as you can see, even though he fired,
Over G.
he is dodging.
Over G.
There you go, mine made it. And there he is. His just whizzed by. His literally just whizzed by. So 5 seconds within 15 miles is the guaranteed range where your Sparrow can still hit and still escape in the air. But keep in mind, these are very rare situations. So in this scenario, we're going to show you what a deck position looks like. So essentially what most people in Sim will be doing, which is just hugging the ground at the moment, meaning your Fox 1s are essentially useless and you will be relying mostly on Fox 2s, which he has ETs and R73s, which are difficult to dodge in the head-on, but is way easier than an AIM-9M, because with an AIM-9M you have to jink. So he just not punched.
Pull up. Over G. Pull up.
Now
Pull up.
it is easier to notch since he's lower to the ground.
Pull up.
Pop a few chaff here and there to confuse his radar, make it more difficult for him to radar lock us. We want him to get closer, but essentially in the end these missiles will be useless, even if we are in range, because we are so close to the deck,
Over G. Over G. Pull up.
which
Pull
is
up.
just the way Gaijin models
Roll
the
left.
Fox 1s in this game at the moment. So there he is.
Pull up.
Have him spotted.
Lock. Lock. Pull up. Pull up.
Now all I have to do is just hug the ground.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Look at that.
Pull up. Pull up.
Now in this map there is terrain. Some of them is completely flat, like Sinai. Now you will want a map with terrain. It makes it much easier to dodge these.
Pull up.
And we're
TWS
Right. Roll right.
TWS also helps detect the target a lot closer, so
Pull up.
here he is right now.
Roll left. Lock. Over G. Over G. Roll right. Pull up. Pull up. Over G.
So as you can see,
Over G.
I'm hugging the ground.
Over G. Over G. Roll left. Over G.
There we go. That was an R73 that I had to flare away. But as you can see, that was an ET. Okay, no wonder it was harder to, yeah. But as you guys can see, if you hug the ground, it is stupid easy to dodge a Fox 1. It takes virtually no skill, although kind of got lucky there with the trees, phased right through them. Whatever. This is just
Also
an
with
example.
that, Flanker pilots are going to be a little more aggressive, so you actually may be able to hit your Sparrow shot on them because they're going to pull up, fire an ER, and then try to drop down. But
Exactly. But Hollow there, in front of me, I'm zoomed in, he's conning. He will be doing what a flanker regularly does in sim sometimes, where if you get a radar or a missile launch, and then it stops, and then you get hit out of the sky, or sometimes you don't even hear a missile launch, but you get hit by an RWR or an R-27ER later, it means they are firing it, switching to the TWS, and letting it guide, and as soon as it's anywhere near you, they lock on again, and that's when you hear the missile tone again sometimes, and then they kill you. He's gonna eventually fire here. Yep, there it is. Now, even if someone fires and the missile launch tone is gone, does not mean you are guaranteed to be safe. These guys can reacquire you and immediately get that missile back on track. So you want to hold him in a notch. Now I'm gonna dive down to bring his missile into denser air while keeping him at a notch angle, which is difficult to do. Pop some chaff and flare. Now be careful when you're doing this because you can rip if you're not paying attention to your speed. I just happen to have a HMD, so...
Pull up, over G, pull up.
There you go. Now the F-16 does have a much smaller radar signature, so it is easier to notch. But for aircrafts like the F-14, the Tornado F-3, you're going to struggle.
Pull up.
Now, the RWR will eventually change position, meaning you will always have to maneuver back into that 90-degree angle. So you get maneuvered again, he's now more slightly towards my 7 o'clock, bring him back to my 9 o'clock. You gotta think of your RWR like a clock. So you want to keep him at his 9 or 3 o'clock for you when you're holding a notch.
Pull up. Over G.
Now you should see him visually.
Lock.
Fire the missile now.
Pull up. Over G.
Now that won't do much because his will end up making it first.
Over G. Roll right. Over G. Lock. Pull up.
Now he turned back around.
Over G. Lock. Over G. Pull up. Over G.
Eventually this will get into a merge, which if you do... Okay, small example here. To show you what an RWR does, think of this circle right here in your cockpit, or if you have it in your HUD. Think of it as a clock. So you have your 12, your 3, your 9, and your 6. Think of it as a virtual clock that you see. You want to put your bandit in your 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So it would make a 90 degrees angle from them, making it much easier for you to dodge a Fox 1. As you can see, his RWR went completely silent. He has lost lock. Now, if he keeps going straight, which he has, it is no longer at a 90 degree. He is now towards my 4 o'clock, essentially, as you can see right there, meaning he is able to reacquire a lock. So when you are maneuvering like this, when the guy's going straight towards you and you're holding a notch, you need to maneuver in relation to his nose to keep it always at a 90 degree angle. And it's not very easy the closer he gets, as you can see. But the further away he gets, it's even much easier.
Over G.
Popping chaff can help, but that's essentially what you want to do when you are trying to dodge a Fox 1 missile or a Fox 3. Now Fox 3s are harder because they have their own radar guidance system. So my friend there got further away. As you can see, 90s, and now it's back to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's very difficult the closer it gets, but you get the gist. That's essentially how you dodge a Fox 1.